스타크래프트 레전드 택백리덴이 사우디에서 열린 사우디컵에 초대되어 4강전을 치릅니다. 첫 경기는 SKT1 선후배인 김택용과 정명훈의 3판 2선 대결인데요. 당시 김택용은 꾸준히 스타 대회에 참여했고 정명훈은 3개월의 레더 폐관 수련 후 대회에 참여하여 많은 팬들의 관심을 모은 경기였습니다.
As we have spawned here in the top left, we do have the blue Terran Fantasy.
And in the top right, the greatest Protoss in the history of StarCraft 1, it's Bisu. So more recently, Bisu has actually revamped himself a little bit for this matchup specifically, which has been giving him a little bit of a trouble. You know, Bisu has a full range. He can do absolutely everything.
Best of one to kind of start off a tournament is actually not uncommon at all. It's kind of the norm even. So to start off our tournament best of three is quite a treat.
Yes, indeed. You can be so greedy that you are incredibly far ahead. This is something invented by Mini that Bisu has incorporated into his own play. Now, is that a forge? It is indeed, but it has risen up against Terran. And oh man, Fantasy is going to be going for a two-factory play against this.
Yeah, so guys, again, I'm going to be completely honest with you. You know, I'm not the best at Brood War, but I got into it, and I had a lot of friends who were like, you got to learn this, you got to learn that, you got to learn this, right?
You are actually favored at that point. You can make a lot of Dragoons and Zealots, and all you have to do is bust it. And he scouted it. He scouted no command center. He sees both a siege tank and a vulture. So Bisu here, he's going to know exactly what to do. I feel like he's going to be able to hold a lot of units. He's going to have to come out and bludgeon this attack. If he stops this attack, like if he breaks the two-factory, it is like 98% chance he wins the game. Fantasy will probably leave right away. So Fantasy needs to make this work. He's rallying up some vultures with the tanks. He'll make a bunker for sure. And we'll see if he's got the micro, if he's got the positioning correctly to stop this mass attack. And here Bisu goes.
Oh my gosh, with the probes being pulled here, more reinforcements coming out from Fantasy, but is it actually going to be enough as Bisu has pulled everything, knowing that this is a very dedicated attack? He is looking to defend right here, right now. That bunker does go ahead and get canceled, and this attack is looking like it's going to have to retreat. But retreat to what? The Dragoons are quite low. There's one more tank going to be microed here. They're going to target fire down the Dragoon. The last Dragoon will go down. And is that actually going to be enough to reestablish position?
This is crazy. Bisu just lost so many probes. Every probe at his natural is now gone. He might pop out Zealots after this and just shove. But no, he's going to shove with pure Dragoon at this point. Sacrifices one to the mines. He's going to sacrifice another one, and he does get rid of the mines, but not enough left over. Fantasy looks as if he has basically broken this, but hold on. Dragoons, they seem to have a lot of health here. Zombie Grub, almost getting that second tank.
Also very much well known for his vultures, the micro with them, but also him just using them so often, and he's got them into the main base, and that is actually it, Bisu.
And it looks as if it's going to be on Polypoid in the bottom right. Our winner of game number 1, our Terran legend, it is Fantasy.
And in the bottom left, now down a game, but can he bring it back? It is the red Protoss, Bisu. Exact push still gave him a solid chance to actually win.
Yeah. Like you saw, he pulled all the probes and he almost busted it. The positioning was just a little bit too good. I think he actually pulled a little bit too quickly there. I feel like he should have taken a little bit more time. But yeah, Brood War players, they like it old school. They like it small. I've theorized a lot about this because he's playing 4x3 as well. Yeah.
It's just you people thinking about this, right, is so cool.
Honestly, there's only Protoss players I've seen that play like that. And I don't think, for instance, you could do it with Zerg because of the really precise clicking on like singular Zerglings and things like that are so small. But yeah, I mean, there's just so much to it. And everyone has their own take in StarCraft 1 on how they want to play it.
Yeah. Well, actually, looks like we're not going to get, I guess, like a cheese. We're going to call it a cheese. Is that okay?
Yeah,
okay, good. And the Protoss is going to be trying to maneuver their way around it, but there's a lot of things that can happen between now and then still to talk about.
Indeed, there are. In this particular game, certainly Fantasy is going for that macro play you were talking about. This is called a gasless expansion or a 15 command. And it's the fastest command center you can get against Protoss. So you bunker up really quickly. You have kind of a nice building placement so you can't die to early rushes. And he's got that up. Bisu is actually scouting him rather late. He does throw his Nexus down. That was just a check we saw with the Dragoon. He has to be very careful and micro very heavily as Terran there. But it is going to be a Reaver follow-up.
Drop's always a highlight, I think, like some people, you know, a little bit about Brood, you might know the phrase, is that the right word? Reaver. We're really excited. Not just about the micro of it, but then also whether that Scarab actually hits. You're going to see some of that AI and probably a couple of derping Scarabs as well.
Big Vulture rally. But Bisu didn't take a super fast third. Yeah, he's taking a fast third, but he has Reaver tech. So if he micros really well, he should be able to hold this.
Okay, all right. Vulnerable unit, basically. A lot depends on keeping this alive and having its threat at least be constant. There's the first Scarab getting a couple of SCVs, and actually a Zealot also got dropped down. And the shuttle is going to be, I mean, again, continuing to peruse and looking to capture any moments like that.
More than anything else. The 2 SCVs dying, that doesn't really matter. But just the fact that he gets there and sees, oh, it's 4 factory. Every Protoss knows this build. It's a very popular build right now. And we're going to have to see what his micro is looking like. This is a scary moment for Bisu. This is a build that could end the game.
I mean, is he going to be looking for shots as the army comes across the map?
Generally, yes, but unfortunately for him, Fantasy has run by his Vultures. He's slaying mines, so he's got to keep his Dragoon count up as well. It's a tough situation. Beautiful mine drop there. The Zealot bomb dragging mines in against those siege tanks.
Yeah, really nicely done. Scarab's going to look for a shot. Get things started as Fantasy, actually, once again, with an aggressive push into Bisu's natural. It does connect with one tank, and Bisu is now on his own natural ropes, I suppose. Okay, grabs a tank there with the Scarab. Nicely done. Oh, yep, taken down. Getting into that dead range of the tank, absolutely. Another tank goes down there, and now this last one looking to go down as well. Reaver is a little weak. Doesn't actually kill the tank.
He is going to want to run home with that siege tank, hopefully get out of there. The Reaver doing a great job body blocking these Vultures. Only one gets in the main base. Still can get some damage. Has a couple mines out there as well, so he'll hopefully get a few probes. But overall, this was a good hold from Bisu. He hasn't really lost probes. He's killed off the first set of tanks. The Vultures are still around harassing some, but he should be able to clean this up without too much damage.
I honestly thought the Reaver was going to have to do a lot more to slow that down. That ended up being almost on, like, you know, the brink of his natural, and he still managed to get all that damage done, get those huge explosions, or they get dragged into the Terran army, and that also is amazing for the Protoss. But it's a lot of scouting for the Terran.
Indeed it is. You want a lot of vision with that. And he's picking off a few more. Oh my God! No! A mine detonation on a Dragoon. We barely caught that, but that killed 4 or 5 probes. And you can see this is why he really is the Vulture King. Like, he is everywhere with them at all times, always rotating them around, trying to get damage. Vulture's one of the best harassment units, and he is the best with them.
Yeah,
he loves those Vultures. He loves dropships. That's not this game, but we will certainly see him utilize Vultures throughout this tournament. Now, right now, Bisu is, I believe we did see that he is going into carriers. That's going to be, you know, something that Terran has to look at and then counter. This is really the only thing that Protoss can do that forces Terran to attack, right? So, like, Protoss, any tech route they go, you can kind of sit there as Terran and do your own thing.
Gotcha, all right. So that's actually a real problem then for Fantasy in the immediate future then, right? And the Reavers can try and buy that time. Of course, also get the actual shots. Got to be a little more careful actually microing with the shuttle. Now that the Goliaths are out, they can't hit that. And we have our steady push forward as Fantasy looks to attack.
Well, it is a big factory play here. 6 factories for Fantasy, trying to macro out. Those Reavers got a lot of value, though. He lost like 7, 8 Vultures, 2, 3 Goliaths immediately, and now he has to push up a hill. So Bisu's going to be able to buy himself a lot of time, make this very hard for Fantasy to push into. But the push is fast, so the carriers are absolutely not ready.
Okay, all right. I mean, this is actually exactly reminiscent of the very recent ASL PVT, so I feel like a little more understanding what's going to happen here. But, you know, the carriers actually get out, as you say, above 4. Like, that's the timer that we're looking for Fantasy to have, I guess, an extraordinarily difficult time.
Yeah. Well, when they get above 4, you have to start having more than a whole group of Goliaths to chase them down. So it does get difficult at that point, but it takes a long time. Carriers take a long time to build. So right now, Bisu coming forward. He has slow Zealots walking forward. No legs as of yet. Dropping on top of the tanks, but immediately targets down those Reavers.
Nicely done, actually. That was some cool micro, but we have the consistent Zealot flood coming in. There's still a decent amount of tanks and vultures as well. You guys are going to drop with the Reaver on top of the tank. The tank's on siege. Start to micro alongside those vultures, and Bisu will push this back at least for now. Give him some time to get more reinforcements, and in those reinforcements, we do have 2 carriers, but they do not start off with a lot of interceptors.
No, they certainly do not. Unfortunately, he didn't get one more scarab. That was almost a miracle hold against the tanks. Fantasy continues to push forward. More interceptors are being made, but certainly Goliaths must be on their way across the map.
Are we witnessing Fantasy actually potentially 2-0?
It is possible. It is really possible at this point. Like, I'm sure that he's happy with his position. He just deleted all the Dragoons.
No. That's it. That's gone. Oh, the Goliaths actually taking out a carrier. Only one now on the field as the tanks siege up that natural. They have to blast away that pylon wall, but then the Nexus is very shortly also in their sights.
Yeah, it looks like this push is going to be a deadly one. Bisu's in a lot of trouble. He has 3 bases against the 2 of Fantasy. You know, Fantasy never did get that 3rd base.
Yeah.
Now, this looks like a scary move, but it actually gives more potential for Bisu. With the tank split, he drops on top here. A Zealot on that siege tank does eliminate it, and Pure Goliath can't fight against this at all. I think that this was a mistake from Fantasy, maybe a bit too aggressive.
Yeah, maybe over-eager. In fact, more Goliaths do come in alongside some Vultures to help out against the Zealots. The tanks on that 3rd base will be cleaned up. What damage did they actually do? As they get cleaned up, because we look over there, eventually the Goliaths actually kind of gave chase and got a couple of units themselves. So a lot of Goliaths on the field and a consistent rally for Fantasy across the map.
Yeah, it looks like these Goliaths, the rally comes up and does eliminate the Dragoons. He's putting some serious damage on those carriers. The carriers do end up surviving. More units coming down here. The missile turret going to be fantastic for helping to clear observers so he can lay these mines down. The Zealots do, of course, have legs at this point, trying to drag in some mines. Not going to be able to quite do it there. And, I mean, this is a very good anti-air army from Fantasy, but it won't do too well against a lot of ground units.
Yeah, but Vultures and Spider-Man's looking to help out there instead. Some Dragoons finally coming out as well. And the carrier micro, actually a real highlight of Brood War, guys. It's actually much more complicated than it is in StarCraft 2 as well. But simply, I mean, the amount of units is just bare right now. When we're not at that stage where the Protoss has like 6 bases, so they're not coming in from a different direction with the reinforcements. It's all just from the main base.
Oh man, this is bad news for Bisu. He's running into some mines. He's trying to break through right now. His carrier's adding in some extra damage, but the interceptors being picked off so quickly. The double missile turret really supporting this army. And this is starting to really feel like a 2-0 for Fantasy. You put that pressure on, you sneak a couple units in and deal the damage. And suddenly, you know, you're winning the series. Here, Bisu trying to run up with his speed lots. Gets on top of a lot of these Goliaths, of course, with the turrets there as well. The carriers still having a very hard time gathering enough interceptors to kill anything. Well, he's getting more and more interceptors right now, trying to pick off these siege tanks. He just desperately wants to save the Nexus because he lost his 3rd. So, like, if he loses this Nexus, which is so close to dying, he's just not going to have any income, and that could spell disaster here for Bisu, as Fantasy is getting ready to get his 3rd base up and mining. It's really close to a hold still, but definitely Fantasy is very close to shutting this game down.
Wow. Yeah, it would be absolutely amazing, but it's not quite done yet. We'll only call it when it's actually done, but that 3rd CC actually finishing behind this, eventually going to get saturated as well. It's going to make the rest of the game extraordinarily difficult. No 3rd base, potentially no natural as more tanks siege hop forward.
Yeah, it looks like he's picking off some of the observers here as well. The siege tank count continues to grow. The Goliath count is not that high, but the Goliaths plus the turrets just enough to allow the tanks to kill this Nexus. The probes start going up the ramp. They will start to get shot down as well. And GG is called.